You're not even paying attention. That's the best part.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. I texting the band.
No, that's
Ah,
cool.
promo never ends.
Never, never, never
Never ever.
stops.
Never stops.
Um, Welcome to the podcast. This is a podcast that we do called Admin Kate Plus Hate. We have our friend Josh on again.
You do.
I feel so honored to be the first. I was the first guest, and now I'm the first two-time guest. And I'm really honored. And this is not sarcasm. I know your second guest was Hardcore Hotline. I love her. She's hilarious. I follow her on
True comedic
Instagram on both of my
genius.
accounts. But yeah, so to be the guest before her, the guest after her, yeah, I think that's really
Shout
cool.
out,
So
Maddie.
thank you all.
Shout out, Maddie.
Yeah, shout out to her.
So how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are things?
I, I mean, I'm tired. Tired.
I hear
It's a
you.
Monday as we're recording this, and I had a lot going on this weekend. The band is on a break right now, just like a summer break because of vacations. Like one of my guitar players is down at the beach right now, so
Nice.
uh, so I taking this time for myself to like do stuff, uh, go to some shows,
Mhm.
uh, go to my son's summer job and harass him. He got his first job this summer, and he works at a Lowe's. I'll go and ask him for the left-handed crescent wrenches, where those are at. Um, Ask him like loud enough that people can hear me, like if he has any suggestions on a good tarp, and also where can I find some lye, a shovel, and some zip ties. Um, I've asked him for bags of topsoil that are not dirty, so they won't get my car dirty when I haul them away.
That's great. That's great.
Um, yeah, I have a lot of free time when the band is on summer break, and it's either sit around the house and stare at the same four walls, or get out and do stuff like that. And I think it's funny, and he gets a laugh out of it too. So
Good.
luckily,
That's a
some of
good
his
thing.
friends work there already, so they know me too. So they don't um raise too much of an eyebrow over it. So
Good.
yeah. I feel like I have to talk to fill the space because I'm looking down. I see Kate has left us already. We're not even
No,
3 minutes into recording.
no, you're the
I'm
guest.
here and I'm listening. And my AirPods just made the "we're low on battery" sound, and I'm like,
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
oh,
So I'm gonna
I
do the
understand.
thing where I charge one at a time, but I have to find the fucking case, and I couldn't find it. God
I
damn
see
it.
I see this podcast level of preparedness is about the same level as most podcasts I've been involved in, whether as a guest or a co-creator or a co-host. Top notch free prep.
Yeah, oh
Um,
yeah. I usually have it right next to me, and then for this time I just didn't for whatever reason. Feeling very stupid. What are you gonna do?
ah, well, I'm sorry for calling you out on it. I just thought it was funny. Like, damn, we just got started. He's already left.
um,
Damn, I haven't
no,
even
it's
had
fine.
time to really get into the boring stuff yet. Shit.
I mean, if you've kept up with any of our like any of the copy that I've written, about the show anywhere, it's not like we take ourselves particularly seriously.
Now, come on. I know Adam takes himself uber serious. He's just as serious as everything else in hardcore. Ultra serious.
Serious
I
as a
when
heart
I think of
attack.
Adam, that's what I think of.
No, it's true.
Oh, thank you. At least you see I'm committing to something. So I appreciate the I appreciate the helping hands right there. It's fantastic. Love podcasting. Uh, let's see. Still trying to find a job. this past weekend, Amy came off vacation. We actually got to like hang out and we watched Jesus Christ. We watched damn it, what was the show that we just marathon? Teach You a Lesson, this Korean show. It's pretty wild. It's a teen drama. It's on the level of like a Riverdale, but it's like Korean and hyper violent. So it's pretty cool. And we are going to see The Furious tomorrow night. So just working, bombed my dick off tonight at comedy. Had a plan, lost it, and like didn't even like no, we're the tailspin. Let's go fucking all the way down. So I got that set out of my system. Yeah, everything's going good. Cats are still here. I'm still playing skate, still selling stuff off. Gonna make some space in the house. Make my
Nice.
super account not hate me as much. Gonna make Supreme resellers happy. So I'm really doing what I need to do to further my life.
So what you're saying,
Yeah.
Adam, is tonight you did not have a tight five?
No.
It was very loose. It was very loose five.
Very loose five?
Like if you call it 5, I think you're being generous. It was like 3 ramblings and that was it. I was like, I got nothing. It was rough. And I thought I had some before I went on, like fucking lost it. So that's why you prepare material. I have sets written down and stuff I'm working, but I was like, you know what? Fucking wing it. You have 3 ideas. See if there's anything there. And I didn't write anything down concrete. So I ate a bag of dicks. It's fine.
Listen to the best of us.
And the worst of us.
I forgot song lyrics at my first show and caught up to where I needed to be. And then our second show, after drilling that shit in my head for 2 months, I did it again. Different part, same song. And it was quick. It was brief. It was just like one word. I got tripped up, stopped, no sold it, picked it right up where it needed to be. But yeah, I feel you. I know what you're going through. But you
You'll be
know,
all right.
we were playing in a basement in front of like 50 people. You know, that if you can't be a little loose and make some mistakes, you know, in a basement, what are you even doing, really?
Yeah. It's an imperfect art form, you know?
It is. It is. It is. Sometimes more imperfect than others, but you know, it is an imperfect art form. Um, sometimes people say some shit, you know,
Sometimes
in
people get
the heat
mad
of the moment.
over. Yeah, sometimes people get big mad over non-issues.
Like hecklers. It's no different than hecklers at a comedy show. Same goddamn thing. Same thing.
Mhm.
Same goddamn thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Mhm.
So-
You know, Adam, I fear what happens the first time somebody shows up at one of your comedy shows in a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man costume. You know,
Lighting
it's
that bitch on fire.
and heckling
got-
you at the same time.
It got in my head. I'm lighting it on fire. I know how the movie ends. I got to fight Gojo the Gozerian.
That's right. That's right.
Do what the 80s
Wow.
said. They were never wrong.
And then
I
you
saw that
cross the
movie in-
streams.
I saw
No,
that
don't-
movie first run in theaters.
That rules.
I clearly remember it very vividly.
I remember the second one, not the first one. I was just a bit too young for the first one.
Well, if the beard doesn't give it away, I'm old. So I'm seasoned. There we go.
And you're
That's
seasoned.
well, I'm seasoned. My body feels old, but mentally I'm seasoned.
Your beer is what we would call the Irish spice of salt.
I found a picture recently. I don't know, Facebook memories or something. And it was I got a haircut that day. Shout out to Bully Trap Barbershop in Charleston. And in the picture, you know, I had not quite this because my wife at the time, now ex-wife, would not normally let me keep the beard. But that year the Penguins were in the playoffs, so I had my playoff beard. And so I had this fresh haircut and kind of a playoff beard going. And in the caption of the picture, it said, "The gray in my beard is starting to catch up to the gray on top of my head. That was 10 years ago this month. I came across this picture last week. Needless to say, the gray went silver, and the gray in my beard more than came for it, overtook. So
Well, there we go.
this
You
this is
look
what my
distinguished.
this is what my therapist called my post-divorce rebellion beard. So, and don't get me started on my hair, my midlife crisis haircut here. Um, so
It could be worse. There are so many things worse that you could be doing as a post divorce.
I like to joke that growing the hair out on top of my head and occasionally shaving the sides and the back is a hell of a lot cheaper than buying a Ferrari, and a hell of a lot less
Problematic than banging
problematic.
22-year-olds.
Yeah. I was waiting for one of you two to say it. I didn't want to say it, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. But never mind. Let it go, Josh. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go.
Kate, how have you been?
Good transition, Adam.
I'm doing all right. I am waiting to hear back about a potential new job. I don't want to go into details in a public way, you know. But it would be very, very cool. Be a very cool position. It would also offer me the opportunity to like apply some of the same skills I have for my current job in a environment that is way lower stress, way lower stakes, problems that I could actually solve in an afternoon. Because I'm unable to do much about the failing U.S. Healthcare system. I can, however, figure out how to fit 10 more chairs in a room, for example.
All those years of Tetris, man.
Right?
Well, okay. I know nothing about this potential new job. Whatever it is, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
So I'm happy about that. Yeah. I had a funny experience I thought I would share with you folks. So yesterday I went to the movies with my partner and my partner's sister. It's my partner's sister's birthday this week, and so as part of her birthday festivities throughout the week, we all went yesterday to go see that movie Stop That Train, which is like Airplane on a train with drag queens.
Oh shit, I've never even heard of this.
Neither have
I
I.
hadn't heard of it either, but it was very much just in the spirit of Naked Gun or Airplane. They nailed that kind of comedy. It was great. However, so we get there, we get our tickets, and it's a small independent theater here in Philly. And shout out to Bourse, great place. But the dude says like, y'all are gonna be in theater 3. Now, in his defense, we could have checked the tickets, and I say it's a small indie theater, which is to say there's not like they don't have like lighted marquees outside the various theaters telling you which movie's playing in them. So we just go in and we sit down, and now the movie we're gonna go see is rated R. The first trailer that comes up is a red band trailer for a horror movie.
Okay.
And while like I'm like, that's an odd choice, but like it's rated R, you know. I understand wanting to show off like what's actually going to be playing here, since it's not a lot of stuff that comes through this smaller theater. They don't get necessarily everything. And then the next trailer comes up, and it's a red band trailer for a horror movie. And my partner like turns away from the screen, like, can you just tell me when this next one's over? And my partner does not like gory movies at all. I don't particularly like them either. And then the third trailer comes on. It's a Red Band trailer for a horror movie.
Yeah, I was going to go out on a limb. Is it a red band for a horror movie?
It was. And then by the time the fourth Red Band horror movie trailer comes on, my partner's like, and I look at my partner and I'm like, odd choice for trailers for a campy comedy starring drag queens. And, and they're
It
like,
was
are
either
we
that
in
or
the right?
Bluey.
It's like, and they're just like, well, maybe we're in the wrong theater? And pull out the ticket stub, and sure enough, we were supposed to be in theater 4, not in theater 3.
Oh dear.
We were in the theater that was showing Obsession. What's the new Obsession?
Yep, that's the new
Obsession.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we missed the first 15 minutes of Stop That Train.
Well, with that in, I'm intrigued by this movie. I'm going to have to look into it more. I will add to this. Since the last time I was here talking about movie theaters and independent movie theaters, shout
Mhm.
out to Park Place Cinemas in Charleston, West Virginia. Recently reopened in downtown Charleston. It was a staple in downtown Charleston for decades, and then it closed. And very good friend of mine and his friend, his business partner, uh, bought it and reopened it, and opened
Oh,
earlier
yeah.
this spring. And so, but it's got like it's independently owned, but it gets like all the first run big movies. So since the last time I was on here, um, I have gone to that theater and seen. I pulled my notes up because I'm a dork and I keep a running list of these things on my phone. Um, I have seen. Where is it? I lost my place. Okay, I have seen the 40th anniversary re-release of Top Gun. I have
Okay.
seen The Mandalorian and Grogu. I have seen Backrooms. I have seen Masters of the Universe, and I have seen Obsession, and I have seen Disclosure Day.
What's that?
Nice.
That's the one I care about hearing about the most. I don't know what it's about.
Disclosure Day,
Yeah.
it is a Steven Spielberg movie in that it is it's like it nobody knew anything about it, and a lot of people started to assume it was like a secret sequel to Close Encounters. And
That's what I've
it's
seen in the
not.
promotional material, where it's like a spiritual successor to that.
That's what I was the phrase I was going to use. Yeah, it is a spiritual successor. It One thing Steven Spielberg has absolutely been obsessed with for the entirety of his godlike film career is aliens and space. And, like his favorite movie, he's recently on an episode of a podcast I'm a big fan of called The Rewatchables. He made a podcast appearance. So I have that in common with Steven Spielberg.
Both
And
do podcasts. Yep.
Yep, exactly. And it was for the episode they did for 2001. And he talked about that being like his favorite movie. And then later, getting obviously to know Kubrick and working with Kubrick, obviously picking up for Stanley on the AI film. But no, Disclosure Day, Emily Blunt is amazing in that film. And it's one of those movies where you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't feel like there's really a middle ground here. Um, I I I loved a lot about it, but there were things about it I was not. It is a flawed movie, but it is a very Spielberg movie. Like all the Spielberg hallmarks are there. He's playing the hits, right down to and including having John Williams do the score. John Williams
Ooh,
is
okay.
94 years old. This might be John Williams's last score, and it's a really
Whoa.
good score. But no, like I enjoyed it. I don't know, like 3.5 out of 5 on my letterbox, I think. Which take that with a grain of salt because as I know I've told Adam and Kate in the past offline, I grade on a ridiculous curve. Did it entertain me? Sure. That's how, I grade it. Like My
That's
four
all
and a
that
half,
matters, frankly.
right? My 4.5 stars might be some ultra letterbox geeks 2 star. You know, it's all subjective anyway. But no, that said, obviously Top Gun, the original Top Gun on a 50-foot screen is a sight to behold. Um, and that was cool. But listen, the absolute highlights of that run since I was last on the show, and it's a toss up between Obsession and Backrooms. And Backrooms is really more so than Disclosure Day. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I happen to love it, but I've also known people who talked about it who absolutely hated it. And Obsession, Obsession has sparked some discussion online. But it is a very good film. So, speaking of independent movie theaters, the big important takeaway here, go to movie theaters. Go see films the way they were intended to see. Don't sit
Hell
there
yeah.
and watch them on this. This
Or
is
do
not
while you're
how
driving.
this is not how Close Encounters of the Third Kind should be experienced. This 42-inch 4K television to my right is cool, but a 50-foot screen, and we're talking regular movie screens. I'm not even talking IMAX. A 50-foot screen with Tom Cruise's toothy Ray-Ban wearing face splashed across it. You can't beat it. You just can't.
No. And movie theaters are cool. You know what I'm a big advocate for? Take yourself to the movies.
Do it all the time. Couldn't say the last time someone went to the movies with me.
You know, I going with a friend is cool. It's fun to see movies with friends, but I love a nice afternoon where I'm just like, fuck it. There's a movie theater within walking distance of my house, and I'll just fuck it. Let me just see what's on. I haven't done that as
I
much.
will retract. I'm sorry, I
Go
didn't
ahead.
mean to cut step on you there, Kate.
No,
I
you're
will
good.
retract my previous statement about I can't remember the last time someone went to the movies with me. I was wrong. My best friend and I went and saw Masters of the Universe together at that movie theater.
Nice.
And we
Hell
both
yeah.
grew up on that shit. And so if you're of the certain age and if you played with Masters of the Universe toys and you haven't seen Masters of the Universe yet, go see that too. It's what popcorn movies for the summer are supposed to be. Fun.
My favorite
Speaking of-
thing in the run up for Masters of the Universe was all the people getting upset about He-Man using pronouns. And I was just like, He-Man?
He-Man. He-Man.
He-Man.
She-Ra.
He-Man and She-Ra use pronouns? Ooh.
Another
Heavens
coke-fueled
to
naming
Betsy.
stage from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
anything
big?
that seems
They got swords. They ride cats. It's gonna be awesome. They fight skeletons. Let's fucking go.
so. First, it's a talking skeleton, right?
Well,
What?
no, actually, it's not a skeleton, right? It's just his head was kicked
It's
in
his
acid.
head, and he's got a hood up, right? He's got this hood up, right? And here's what's really funny:
But he's under the
batshit
skeleton. He's
crazy.
fucking
It's
ripped.
amazing,
He's
It's-
blue
he's
and he's
ripped
hard
and
the
he-
whole time.
and he's batshit crazy. Hey, let me get another bump, man.
Speaking of movies, Josh, this is what a simple transition that I'm about to attempt. Did you get any cool mail since last time?
Oh, you landed that plane, Adam. There you go. I did get some cool mail. And since we were just talking about movies, I'll start with these two things. I got these two Steelbook 4Ks. Of course, we have the Fight Club Steelbook 4K, and we have the One Battle After Another collector's edition, which comes with a bunch of cool stuff. I have not
Nice.
torn into these yet, but I actually have. This is the one sheet, one of the teaser posters for the film was this image with the film. That I actually have this one sheet from the theater, thanks again to my friend who has the theater in downtown Charleston. So I have those. What I don't have, I actually, as you guys know, the audience does it. The last time I was on here, Adam did mail day, and I just started grabbing. I got stuff I can contribute. I prepared for this one. So
Nice.
what I don't have are the large number of T-shirts and this random camouflage hat that I have acquired since the last time I was on. But I didn't bring the T-shirts except for this one. This is All Cops Are Bastards except Sid Hatfield. If you don't know who Sid Hatfield is, Google it. Google it. What else? Okay. I'll save. No, I'll do these next. Speaking of Sid Hatfield, we have the book Gun Thugs, Rednecks, and Radicals, a documentary history of the West Virginia mine wars. Have that right here.
Oh, yeah.
And we have Black Coal and Red Bandanas, an illustrated history of the West Virginia mine wars. With that right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
And lastly, because this is essentially, or theoretically at least, a hardcore and music centric podcast, records. So first up, we have the Vile Mind 7-inch, the Endless Suffering 7-inch. They released this EP in 2025. This is on Clear Red. There was, I think, maybe 100 of these. I got the bundle that came with the T-shirt, which is in the other rooms. One of the T-shirts I did not bring with me for this on camera. It's released by Transcendental Revolution out of Kentucky. That's really cool vinyl, and really good EP. Again, this is Vile Mind from here in West Virginia. They actually just released their follow-up EP, Doomed Future. It's not available in physical anywhere yet. You can stream that everywhere. Sticking with the West Virginia theme before I get into non-West Virginia, there's 2 copies of this. This, of course, is Sierra Farrell live at Third Man Records. I've got 2 copies. One is for my kid. I haven't seen him. I've been too busy harassing him at work to actually take him his record. But this was recorded direct to acetate in the
dope.
Blue Room at Third Man. It's got 10 songs on it. It's got, if you know anything about Sierra Farrell, it's got all the songs you'd expect to hear. American Dreaming, Fox Hunt, In Dreams, If I Could Drive You Crazy, all those good stuff. If you have not listened to Sierra Farrell, as I think I may have said on the last time I was on here, if Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, and Janis Joplin all had a baby, it would be Sierra Farrell from Charleston, West by God, Virginia. Last 2. This one I was really excited about. I ordered this when it was announced the day before my band's first show, when it was announced to the shock of everyone. Of course, I'm talking about the new Neurosis record.
Hell
This is
yeah.
the one it's on Seaweed Green. This is first press. Like literally, Ryan McIntyre from Bludgeon texted me the press release announcing this record. And I think I was getting ready to leave to go run errands for our show the next day because I'm staying in Huntington that night. And I just looked at it, went, read the text message, right to the web store, ordered this and a T-shirt that's not pictured because it's in the other room. So yeah, this is the Seaweed Green version of the new Neurosis record. If you have not listened to this record, do it. What the hell are you waiting for?
Pause this and go listen to it.
Yeah.
We'll be here when you get back.
Come back in about an hour and a half after you've listened to it, and you'll know why I'm geeking out. And speaking of geeking out, this is my last piece. For those of you who are at all familiar with ambient noise metal, avant-garde, hardcore adjacent, but ties to the hardcore scene, that means you probably know who Neurosis is. But Neurosis also has a new member who is the new vocalist in that band, a guy by the name of Aaron Turner. Aaron Turner has done a great many things, great many bands, started a record label, shout out to Hydra Head. But the most important thing Aaron Turner ever did, other than starting Hydra Head Records, was be the genius behind a band called ISIS. Or as you know them now, ISIS the band, because we have to clarify. And they got to a point, they released a whole collection of live records, volume 1, 2, 3. I think they got to 7. They got yeah.
That sounds
My
right.
fa- yeah, and I have 6 and 7 on vinyl. Had them for years. But my favorite one was always Volume 5. I had it on CD, never was able to get my hands on it on vinyl. And I was either shortly before my last time on the show or shortly after, I followed the band on Instagram. Their Instagram story was showing they had a new post. I was looking at it and had just gone up. They had randomly in the archives Aaron Turner's closet or Aaron Harris, the drummer's closet, or the Hydra Head storage bins. Who knows? Found a whole bunch of stuff that they wanted to sell. And among them was the clear green variant of ISIS Live Volume 5. I think this is out of
Yay.
500. Is out of 500. Very out of print, very hard to find. And they had at least one copy for sale that, from what I can tell, based on the return address, was shipped directly to me by Aaron Harris, the drummer for ISIS. So thank you, Aaron, and thank you, ISIS,
The
for putting
band.
this out there so that I could finally, yes, ISIS, the band from Boston via LA. Yes. Basically, if you don't know the thing about this record, their album Oceanic, which is like their masterpiece, they play that in its entirety on this. So
Oh,
that's
that's
why this is a
awesome.
very important record. So, all right. I have sucked up enough oxygen. Adam, do you have any mail you've received lately?
Boy, golly gee, willikers, have I. So we're going on a bit of a journey. First thing I got, when you think me, I'm sure you think Japanese orchestral music. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
That's
Um,
second thing.
Mono, Snowdrop.
Practically synonymous with Adam Schulte.
Yeah, it's what I'm known for. I got the top knot
Well, I would
going.
argue
Clearly,
cats first, then this.
cats first. I got the new Mono record. So Snowdrop is the newest one. This one's on blue and yellow. They do like they do big runs for their colored vinyl than just regular old black. I have not listened to this yet. I'm still 3 Mono records behind, but this is a band who I've followed. I love beautiful orchestral music. I like to get lost in sound. I don't need yelling all the time. Sometimes it's cool, but I was raised on jazz and classical, and I feel like this is a band that if you want to uh kind of have guitars, but also a lot of classical and this big they do a lot of stuff with symphonies. It's beautiful music. I have not listened to this yet. I'm sure it's not going to be like vegan grindcore. So I know this is still going to be beautiful, beautiful music. I've not seen them, but I've been told they're the loudest band on the planet, and they have a dearth of music. That catalog goes deep. It's pretty awesome. Speaking of going deep, we're gonna go deep down the rabbit hole. AFI December Underground because there's rabbits. This is the IVC through Interscope. It's also the reason why I have an Olivia Rodrigo record and a Lisa Loeb record because I did not want to miss on this. I have some fan club editions, but this one has 2 extra songs, The View from Here and Don't Change. This was like the record that set AFI into the stratosphere. This one piece right here is a little print that comes off, and it's all white. And this one is number 2,998 out of 3,000. It's on Bone. Did you see that? The colors.
I saw a lot of T-shirts with that rabbit logo on it, worn by
Yep.
kids in my high school of lip piercings.
As the prophecy foretold. All right, kind of moving it back to something we were both very stoked on when it was announced. I have my copy of Embrace the Black Light by 100 Demons. This was
Hell yeah.
the out of 300 on closed casket edition. I haven't even opened this yet. It's got a little Obi strip. I will eventually play this. I'm just like several pieces of vinyl behind, which I'll do that and I'll catch up soon. But just gonna go and say this is the hardest record of the year. You better be bringing something heavier and harder. I don't know if anyone can. It's 100 Demons.
moshing.
You're hitting people in the line of Sparrow when you put this on your ears.
Yeah.
It's just violence. It's awesome.
How dare you invoke Sparrow and 100 Demons in the same a Connecticut band? Come on, man. We know how to do pizza in Connecticut.
I think he knew. Yeah, I think he knew what he was doing there. Like,
Yeah, I did.
He knew. He knew. He knew.
And after
There-
violence, you
There
have
are
to
no
have
mistakes with Adam.
well, there has to come the chaos, but it has to be a specific kind of chaos. I broke down and got this edition. I got Dusk and Us Collector's Ultimate Mega Limited Edition from Closed Casket. It has all the songs that became 7 inches later. So this is like the full thing. I
I have that copy too,
hell
or
yeah,
I have that version of it.
hell yeah.
I got it from a record store here in Philly.
I'm the odd
Um,
one out. I don't even have it. Shit.
But I got this because like I
You gotta
wanted
get it. What are you doing?
all the all the stuff after like Permanent Blue, Churches and Jails, Beautiful Truth, Eve, Melancholia, stuff that was on the 7 inches that was not on this. It's now complete. I still don't like the track order. I think they could have redone the track order, but this is a great Converge record, and they did one for All We Love as well. I still haven't bought that yet. I will one day. I'm not going to listen to this anytime soon because I've heard it a million times, but it's nice to know I can listen to all the stuff that came out of it when I finally decide to. All right. So after chaos, things have to slow down, right? And it has to be, you have to deal with the consequences and the weight of everything. So now we're going to move back to closed casket activities still. Death is Not Our Only Option by Click. This is the newest EP by them. They have a comp EP that Closed Casket also put out. This is
That's a
this.
that's a heavy record.
Yeah, dude. It's here it is. It's green. It's got embroidery. It has screen print on the back, as you can see. The record's embroidered. I'm stupid as fuck. It was this generation's Zabulba, as the way I see it. They have heavy Zabulba. They got some mid-pace stuff. You're picking a fight with someone in a Target parking lot to this, like on site. You may just not like their hoodie, but you're picking you might hit a teenager. I don't know what you do. And then after the heaviness and the weight of everything comes a reflection, in a time where you really think about what you've done. You think about your life. And the next record we're going to talk about is Skinhead. It's a Beautiful Day. Oh, what a beautiful day. This was a record that I slept on, and a band that I slept on, because I did not like the name. I couldn't be bothered. And then I listened to the previous record. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I listened, and we talked about one of the first episodes, how good it really was. I got the first press on Pink, 180 gram for. And again, this is a band that like I did not think I would like. I am completely changed, and I'm excited to see what the next full length is. I will actually pick it up when it goes up, if it goes up anytime soon. But this was just one of those records that like really grew on me, and it's just go ahead.
It's kind of funny. Like the first couple of releases were just sort of like the music was like, I mean, the songs were they're kind of goofy. They're just about like very tongue in cheek about just the sort of shit that you get into if you go to a lot of hardcore shows. And then with like, they kind of turned like really earnest, and with this record especially, and it's powerful stuff. Yeah, if you haven't listened to this, I highly recommend you give it a shot. Josh, have you listened to this at all?
I have not. And I apologize. I've been distracted the last couple minutes. Adam kept going on about closed casket. I was like, I've got a closed casket thing I can add to this. And then it led me down a quick rabbit hole. And I'm a little shocked at what I just discovered, but I don't want to step on the segment, so I'll hold that. And
Okay.
no, I have not listened to it at all.
Skinhead, definitely a band we're checking out.
If nothing else, that record, it, it's a bunch of little short stories, very well written and catchy. It's done very well. Didn't think I would like it, but I genuinely fell in love with it. I got 2 left. All right. So I sold all this band 7 inches for money because I wanted to buy other things. God knows what it was at the time. But speaking of Incendiary, Product of New York, the redone, remastered compilation of all their first EP, all their split 7 inches, and
Oh,
their
hell yeah.
cover of Sabotage. So I was very happy to get this because I was like, I can listen to the digital versions, but I hate changing 7 inches. So it's all on here. Let me look at one other thing. Yeah, this is I was hoping that the WWE song was on here, but it wasn't. But this was this is all the early material. And it's now it sounds modern now. So there's some changes. It's very good. It's Incendiary. If you haven't heard the old songs, great place to start. And then you just move forward through the catalog. But this has some of my favorite material. Each record has some songs on it that I love. This has probably the most loved material by me. Then like three or four songs from every other record. But this is the kind of comp that like harvests transitions. This is our version of harvest transitions for modern times. So that was a great comp of material, and this is another great comp of material. The stuff 7 inches, stuff that was way out of print, digital only track, which was weird back then. So this is really cool. It's on orange out of 300, so the color does matches. So now it's orange and blue for the Knicks. By the way, go Knicks! Shout out Knicks! Congrats Knicks! Happy for, like hey 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 hey. You can do that all you want. I'm very happy because they I don't give a fuck about the Spurs. Sorry. New York needs this. Give this to them. They need
A lot
it.
of my
Damn it.
friends, a lot of my friends are either from New York or have lived there or, care very deeply about the Knicks. And when they are happy, I am happy. So congrats to the Knicks. I don't even care about basketball.
More hung up on the fact that after the incendiary transition, having apparently forgotten the incendiary discussion was in the pre-show prep meeting before this call. So we hadn't actually talked about incendiary on the actual show, Adam. Just I thought that was funny.
Oh shit, do we not? All right. Well, my bad. Mistakes. Are you gaslighting me? I don't know. It's fine. So the big boy from this package, this run of mail, this is one of the few games that made me want to get buying video game soundtracks. So Persona 5 was my first one that I cared about. It's still my favorite. But the one that I wanted to get, because I always found the game to be beautiful and it was very different as when Capcom was still taking risks, it got printed years ago, and I'm not spending $1,000 on a video game soundtrack. Sorry, but I will spend 117 for a repress for the 20th anniversary of Okami. It's
Gorgeous.
it's 6 pieces of vinyl. It's now officially sold out. The same company that did the original version did it, so there's no loss of anything. It's not data discs. They put out a lot of soundtracks. It gave me this little postcard, and then it has a nice little painting of Amaretsu when a bunch of the other characters in the game, and every sleeve is some variation of some of the art from the game or from like the promo art and stuff that would be in like an instruction manual. And every record is this very unique frosty clear. I went and listened to the soundtrack the other day doing laundry and just kind of went through essentially this and the second disc while doing folding clothes. And I was like, man, I forgot how fucking beautiful this whole thing is. and it's nice to finally own this at retail, even though it's a repress. I don't care. It is one of those. It's one of those things that got me into uh, video game music as something that was to be taken seriously. Final Fantasy VII would have been the other, and then later Persona 5 reignited that in me. So having this is a very big deal because I'm not. Again, if you look up the resale or just trying to find it, it's a comma in the price tag, and now I don't have to do that, and now I actually have it, and I'm very excited. So you know,
Well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I don't know if I'm hearing things or not, but I love that that segment was being soundtracked by a kitty because I know I could hear a cat in my AirPods. So, but that's awesome. I'm glad you got your hands on that, man. That's very dope.
yeah, no problem. So like, do you fuck with video game soundtracks in any capacity?
I mean, no. I have a friend who does or did, but it just never anything that got on my radar. You know, I mean, I haven't hit like movie soundtracks, you know, like I've got, I think both versions, at least the first volume of the Days of Confused soundtrack down here. The record store day release of that from a couple years ago. Cause like what is basically on the bottom of my desk right now is only like scratching the surface of my vinyl. Most of it, because of space reasons, is in my storage space, you know, post divorce. It never quite made it out of storage. It moved from my now former house to my current storage area. But like, oh, I mean, like soundtracks, like, you know, Days of Confused, Pulp Fiction,
Crow is probably one of the most
The
influential
Crow,
for me.
The Crow, Judgment Night, the Judgment Night soundtrack.
Yep, that's another big one.
One would
The
argue, say, one would argue the birth of new metal.
there's definitely some shit that could be as far as rap rock style of new metal.
Yeah, yeah.
A strong argument can be added for that. The reason why I ask about video game soundtracks specifically is do you still play anything? We haven't talked video games, I don't think ever.
Occasionally, I mean, like I've got an Xbox Series X, and I generally play like Call of Duty, but I haven't the last couple since what was it, Modern Warfare 19, which yeah, since Modern Warfare 19 was kind of like in the modern era post Call of Duty 4, because everybody always talks about Modern Warfare 2 and all that. For me, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare was my entry point, not just into online gaming, but Call of Duty as a whole. And Modern Warfare 2019 is the closest that's come to that experience for me. And ever since then, it's gotten more cracked out and sweaty, and it's like just not as fun. Um, and then I'll play occasionally. Like, I haven't bought one in maybe a year or two, but I'll buy the updates. So the new yearly game for like the NBA 2K series. But that's really about it. I don't know. Like, I spend most of my time where maybe in the past I would have spent 4 or 5 hours playing Call of Duty. I spend most of that time like, I've got these 98 movies in my Apple movie library. I should probably start watching them.
The so video
So,
so I guess I'm getting at because we don't really talk video game soundtracks, and I know you and I have never talked video games for any extent. I mean, Call of Duty's, but I still, part of like we started the show is about the weirder side of hardcore is a big thing we didn't want to miss, and like video games sound. I like the weirder side of video games. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my Skate, I love my Session, I love my Doom and Doom Eternal and Cyberpunk and Witcher. I love all that shit. Uh, but I think the turning point where I went into like not just buying games because they're games, or like it's a big deal. I pay attention to the soundtrack in the fucking commercial now, and if that soundtrack sucks a bag of dicks, I'm not buying the game. It's not happening. Um, so like
yeah.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky that Claire Obscure and fucking Metaphor Refantantio and Persona 5 were all the soundtracks for those promos were all so good. I didn't even care about the game. I was like, I have to get this just for the music. I get weird obsessed over stuff. So I was just talking about video game soundtracks because
I'll say, Adam, I hate to break it to you, but everybody on this podcast right now gets weird about stuff. We all have our things we love, and we get weird about it, and that's okay because nerd culture is no longer nerd culture; it's just culture. So I respect it.
excellent.
So now I will point
Right.
out. Sorry, go ahead, Kate.
I was just gonna say we're all neurodivergent weirdos who get hyper focused on niche interests.
Very, very, very true. So speaking of being hyper focused on niche interests, so Adam, you were talking about your different records and you kept mentioning Closed Casket. It reminded me I had very quick access. It's not anything I got recently. I got this like a year ago, but it's this released through Closed Casket. The and there's a reason I'm showing this. This is the album God's Hate by the band God's Hate, which of course features the
818.
song God's Hate.
God.
This is the 818 edition. 818, of course, being the area code where they're from, the San Fernando Valley. Now, I remember when I came across this last year. I don't even remember how I was at a show and I was outside between bands, maybe having a cigarette, I think is what it was. And for some reason, I went to look up something related to God's Hate. I came across this on the Closed Casket Activities store. And I immediately, I ordered two of them. I got one for my son as well. And they're these, the 818 edition, they're on black and white splatter vinyl. Pretty awesome thing, right? Limited to 818 copies. Now, the reason I bring this up of why I was sitting here kind of flabbergasted, because I pulled it up on my second monitor here. God's Hate, one of the more popular bands of modern hardcore. God's Hate, who constantly would sell merch out. Now they're on hiatus right now, but they'd put these merch drops and it'd sell out instantly. And because hardcore Jason is full of neurodivergent people who get obsessed with what they get obsessed with and hyper focused with what they get hyper focused with and love to collect things, especially if there's a air of limited availability, will scoop shit up left and right. So you'd think the definitive album by one of the more popular bands of modern hard, yeah, like Adam over there. One of the definitive album by one of the more popular bands of modern hardcore would be completely unattainable except in the secondary market. Well, you'd be wrong. So, Adam, if you go to the Closed Casket Activities website right now, you will find that the God's Hate 818 edition is still in stock. They have not sold in it's been like a year and a half. They have not sold 818 copies of that record, which blows my mind. And I just discovered it.
I might have to break down and get that. Use promo code Axe to Grind 20 to save 20%.
Don't even
Use
do
promo
promo codes anymore.
Use promo code BlueChew818 to get whatever the other popular podcast sponsor name things are. Omaha Steaks.
AG1. Athletic Greens 1.
I really want to get that hoodie from them that has the dragon holding the Uzis on the back.
Yeah. No, I have two God's Hate shirts. I love them both. I have the Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 ripoff, God's Hate 818 with the smoking samurai skull on the back, made like the old smoking skull for the Austin shirts. That was the shirt I was wearing when I met Brody King after an AEW event. And then the other one I had was actually the first God's Hate shirt I bought, and it was the one they made after was it Sound of Fury, Adams? Is that the one on the West Coast? The best on the West Coast, Sound of Fury. Yeah, it was the one of Brody in flight. where that infamous moment that's now become the banner, or for a while at least, was the banner that would hang behind him, where it was Brody swan diving in a stage dive out into the crowd. You know, and Brody King is every bit of 6'5", 280, 290. So man that big, he took out like the first 4 rows, and it was captured in this perfect picture, and that's on the front of the shirt. It's a dope ass shirt.
It's a sick photo. I have the
Yeah.
God's Hate Marauder homage shirt.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
Life is
Yeah.
hard,
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
harder. It ripped
Yeah.
while I was moving, and I'm still sad about it.
Ah. T-shirts rip, be harder.
You're right. You're right.
Make a patch hoodie out of it.
There you go.
That's a thought. That's a
Cut that
thought.
shirt up and put it on a hoodie. What is we'll be brief on this next part, but you were given some homework last week, Kate,
I
and
was.
I assigned you a band that, again, not most people think I would be into, but I genuinely love, Spanish love songs. Go off.
Um, man, I really like this, and it was also really hard to listen to sometimes because it is his lyrics are deeply earnest and sad a lot of the times too, and it's just like um but I really, really enjoyed this. It's definitely something that's I meant to message you while I was doing my listen through, of like how quickly it sounded like music that I've like just listened to my whole life. Um, I don't know if that makes any kind of sense, but just like, yeah, this is just canon in my head now. Like all of these records. I think my favorites were probably Schmaltz, and then the latest one, the which name escapes me at the moment. Um, but No Joy is the latest one. But
Yeah.
I liked all of them. Um, they the records sound a little samey. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like why fuck up a good thing? Like this is a formula that works and it's really good. Um, definitely tracks in there that I'm gonna find myself like I find myself humming, that I find myself thinking about. The one song from No Joy where he's like stay alive out of spite. Uh, you know. Um, yeah. eh, Really, really good. Deeply moving in in a way that isn't like I didn't find particularly like cloying. Some of that stuff can be like a little cloying, a little like a Philly band that a lot of people cite as like being like a really emotionally honest band is the Wonder Years, and they're good, but like
They're from Philly? Did not know that. Learned something.
No, same here. I didn't know they were from Philly either.
um, funny story about that band. My buddy played in this band Life in Your Way for a while, and he's the first one who told me about the band The Wonder Years because uh, they played Life in Your Way and Wonder Years played in the basement of like a pizza shop somewhere in Florida to each other because there were like no one else showed up for the show.
It's a glorified practice. Every
Yeah,
band has one of those at some point.
yeah. Um, but yeah, it really hit. Again, I had to. There was definitely some times during my listen through, I was like, I need to turn this off and come back to it later because I'm just, I've been dealing with a lot of like, I mean, when is this not the case? But this past week in particular, dealing with some pretty emotionally heavy stuff at work with some patients that I work with. Um, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm in the right place for this right now. Um,
every record's a gut punch emotionally, and not every band that plays that style of music can pull that off. But
No.
like I saw him at Furnace Fest. I teared up a couple of times. I was like, oh God, this. I was throwing spin kicks 2 minutes ago, and now I'm like, I should get a tissue. I'm sad. So
Yeah. Like, there's that one song on the latest record that, like, is, like, partially about his grandmother dying alone in the hospital because it was during COVID. And it's like, and like that hit me in a way of like, I don't want to get too heavy into it, but I work in a hospital and I see people die alone, like, you know. So anyhow, thank you for that. Also, fuck you. Uh,
did not think that was gonna happen. To be honest with you, I thought you were gonna be more into Brave Faces. I thought that would have been the one that caught you, because that was one that caught me initially, and I had to go back to Schmaltz and the other records I don't even listen to. I don't even own them, but that was the one that actually caught me, and yeah,
yeah, I yeah.
If I may
um,
transition,
Please,
I would say to more lighter a lighter subject.
please.
I can kind of, yeah. Talking about music now, Adam, Kate, I referenced this band before in our kind of ongoing conversations, and so I know I probably won't be on the next show, but I'll give you guys an unofficial homework assignment to really dig into a band that I know we've talked about. I've told you about um, a band that my band was very fortunate enough to share a stage with earlier this year, and a band that I cannot recommend to every one of the 5, 10, 100, 200, 600 people, whatever it is, that are listening, watching this podcast. They're a band from New Jersey, and they are a band called Best Dressed Ghost. They are amazing. Um, their newest album they released actually right before they played Punk Rock Flea Market here in March. It's called Let's Go Home. It has got some awesome hand drawn artwork of what appears to be Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage type flying elbow into a house from the sky. It's pretty dope. Um, and if you like, oh, garage rock, alternative rock, surf rock crossed with a little bit of punk and a little bit of hardcore with that Jersey attitude, you will love this band. Um, I had a chance, like, in the green room before during the course of the Punk Rock Flea Market, I had a chance to chat with their vocalist and bass player, who are both just lovely women. Um, and they are absolutely amazing live. So, Best Dressed Ghost, currently fighting in a knockdown drag out fight with Neurosis as my album of the year. So that's my unofficial
huh.
homework assignment to the two of you. Um, check
I did
that
listen to
out.
this EP when you sent it to us. It's really
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that EP.
Well, they've got like another EP they released in 2024 on all streaming options as well. They basically have 11 songs available online right now, and they're all bangers. There's like 30 total minutes of music, I think, on that they've got out there. And if you're in the New York, New Jersey, New York City, New Jersey area, they're always playing shows up around there. I keep tabs with them, stay in touch with them via Instagram and all that stuff. So if you're within the sound of my voice and you're in that area and you ever see the band Best Dressed Ghost on the bill, go and see them, because if nothing else, and I can say it from experience, they are not only ridiculously fun live, they are amazing to watch live. So that's my
Hell yeah.
recommendation. And if you don't think I'm clipping this and sending it to them, you clearly haven't been paying attention.
Promo never ends. Promo never ends.
Bingo!
Uh, what's Well, all right. So we'll do that, and uh, yeah, and Kay, do you got something to throw at me as well? Because I'm all caught up in podcasts.
Yes. So, this is a band I've talked about before, um, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of direction with them too. There is a live video of their performance at Red Rocks
I'm taking notes for you, Adam.
to start with first. And then after you watch that, go listen to the 3 records that they have. The band is called Heilung. I'm wearing a shirt from them. Last summer, I got really into this band while I was there's a lot as I moved into this place, there was a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit. I was dealing with um my long COVID and stuff symptoms were like significantly worse a year ago. Um and like I had to so I found this band and I just I held on like a fucking to a tree in a storm, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um
Makes perfect sense.
they are they make a lot of their own instruments. All the instruments that they use are all primarily stuff that would have been available to people in Northern Europe during the Bronze Age.
Oh, okay.
A lot of their lyrics and stuff come from old runes and like and old carvings and things like that. Um I Along with this, I'm from Heilung is German, the German word for healing. And they are part of this movement within um like Nordic and Germanic paganism to reclaim that stuff from fucking Nazis.
Okay.
Um it incorporates they're on Seasons of Mist, which is a metal label, and so they get lumped in with metal bands, but they're not metal at all. But it is it's got throat singing, it's got chanting, it's got giant it's got a dude that does nothing but beat a giant drum on stage. Um it fucking rules. It means a lot to me. And yeah, you gave a sort of not a non-hardcore not thing, and I was like, I want to match that with something else not hardcore, not something usually in our wheelhouse or stuff we talk about, but um yeah.
All right. Yeah. Send me links. When we get a moment. I'm excited to try some homemade. The only other band we've seen with homemade instruments was Audio Torture, and this is apparently the complete opposite of that. So I'm going into that with a much more happy spirit, and just the reclaiming shit from Nazis makes it a million times better on principle alone than being tortured by a band who made their own instruments that we saw play with daughters. Laser Wolf, Laser Eyes, goddamn. I've never wanted. The earth stood still. The music hurt my brain so bad. So I'm very excited to hear homemade instruments that are not going to do that. And reclaiming shit's cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's super cool. I love that notion of because I'm German, I have German citizenship, and my heritage is very fraught,
no,
right?
I
And I love
can't
the notion
imagine
of saying
why.
right? But I love things that are just I was just but I had this moment of why should fucking Nazis, why should they get to have anything good or nice in this world? Like my
Spoiler, they
heritage
shouldn't.
doesn't fucking belong to them. Like um so I will drop the link to their live performance at Red Rocks in the group chat that we have here. Josh, you are certainly welcome to play along. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. The live performance starts with because it's in Red Rocks. They bring out some folks from like the local tribe to like do a dance and a blessing before they start their whole thing.
So they
Which
didn't do it. They didn't do a cover of U2's "Bullet to Blue Sky" up there.
No.
Sorry,
No.
you got to be a certain age to get that joke. Guess what? I am.
Yeah. Like they did what they started their show by doing what the like that land acknowledgement stuff should actually be, which is saying like actually bringing those people out. Like not just saying like actually this blade used to originally belong to. It's like no, they're still here.
one sells cheese. Yeah, no, no. No, I'm excited. I'll watch the Red Rocks performance first. And like that, that will help. And like kind of we talked about the Chariot before I did my full dive. I watched that documentary Long Live, and like that really helped reinvigorate my understanding of the band. So when I before
Yeah.
watching that really helped me dive into it a little differently. So this will be two that have a documentary / live performance before the record. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. So I'm pretty stoked about this.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited you're excited.
I unfortunately have not been to a show at Red Rocks. My sister has that lucky. So anyway, but I have driven by the general vicinity of Red Rocks when I was out in Colorado many years ago, and every video you've ever seen of anything at Red Rocks ain't good enough. Doesn't do it justice. It's an amazing place, and we can add this to the list of the wide variety of people who have played that venue because you've got this. Hell, last week a friend of mine was out there to see Lord Huron.
Oh well, okay.
And then
Bill Burr.
like my sister, Bill Burr, my sister, when she went out there, she was out there for a cousin's wedding, but she got in a day early, and her and my brother-in-law went out there to see Tyler Childers play there. Obviously, one of the more famous instances of anything happening there was U2. Many, 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 many years ago, before most of you were probably born, but it became the music video. Remember when those existed for the song "Bullet to Blue Sky"? And the great story was, I forget who it was, said the first time they played Red Rocks, they were all excited because they're like, we're playing in Colorado at this amazing venue, and we're down in this kind of cavern, no, not cavern, like this gorge, and there's fire on the top, and it's awesome. And then they got up there and realized the fire they had seen in the Bullet the Blue Sky video was just that for that time. It wasn't like part of the show normally. So anyway, that's my addition to this. So because like that's
Thank you.
like such a wide variety of music, and of course, the Dave Matthews Band recorded live at Red Rocks out there. So can't forget that.
No, I
You
can.
mean Dave?
I will.
True fans call him Dave.
What, did you not have a heart in the
I've
90s?
seen that band live 4 times,
I'm sorry.
and I admit that with no shame. They
There
are
There's a
should
awesome
Mark-
live.
There should be some shame.
No,
There's a
not an
there's
ounce
a
of.
Mark Maron bit that I need to send you that I said every time someone sees I mention Dave Matthews Band, there's a Mark Maron bit called "The Trepidation of the Dave Matthews Fan," and it's one of the funniest goddamn things that's ever come out of his mouth. I will send it to you.
Please do.
I
Hey.
love it.
Hey,
I love
I'm not one of those like college Dave Matthews Band fans. It's like I don't listen to him as much now these days as I used to, but there'd be times where it's like, oh, okay, here's the playlist. It's like, okay, number 41, that wraps up, and boom, it was the Sick of It All song was the next song. I just like music, man. And sometimes I like music that Adam and Kate and 99.9% of the people watching or listening to this will think is absolute dog shit. And I don't really care. It is what it
I'm a
is.
snob.
Hey,
I
remember
can.
when
I have the snob era.
remember when their tour bus dumped out its the contents of its septic tank onto a boat full of tourists in Chicago?
Yep.
No,
Here's
but that's
here's the
Do you not
thing.
know,
Here's
Adam? Do you not know that story?
no.
So,
Google it. Yeah, it's it
yeah, I mean,
came
it's
through
exactly what
the
it sounds like. Like the Dave Matthews tour bus was. I think that the band itself, I don't think was actually on the bus at the time, if I'm remembering correctly, but it was their tour bus, and for some reason they emptied they emptied the contents of the septic tank while on a bridge in Chicago, and there was a boat full of
into the
people like
Chicago River.
into the Chicago River, and there was a boat full of tourists doing like a boat tour around the city that just happened to be underneath that at the time.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I've never
not
heard that before.
not a highlight thing that people bring up when you reference that you know at least listen to Dave Matthews Band. But you know, I'll say this, and
They're a band for me that like were very I will say very unfairly colored by the people who I knew that loved that band.
that is fair. That is very fair because they're definitely bands that maybe in another life I probably would like a lot more than I do, but I hate their fans. And I will be completely serious when I say this. I was at a show last night, and shout out to Bad Terms, West Virginia hardcore. Their vocalist had a lot to say. Got very emotional at times, very from the heart, very sincere. Some things he said during the little, kind of breaks for tuning and stuff, and talking about the scene in general, and West Virginia in particular, and something he hit on, and it ties into what we've been talking about. Like what you like, listen to what you listen
Yeah.
to. You know what
1,000%.
and whether that's Dave Matthews Band or New York hardcore or dressing like a pirate at a hardcore show or whatever else you might dress up as at a hardcore show. Um, uh, Speaking opinions on world events from the stage at a hardcore show, whatever. I mean, just total hypotheticals here.
Sure.
Just
Sure.
who gives a shit what anyone else thinks? You know,
Correct.
I mean, there's certain things in this world that we can all agree on that people shouldn't be doing. You know, certain
Like
bands
say,
have found that out recently. What's up, Balmora?
Balmora.
But yeah, certain lines shouldn't be crossed in any way, shape, or form, and people deserve to be called out publicly.
And
for it when
definitely
it
not
happens.
twice.
Yes.
Balmora.
Yes, Balmora. This ain't got shit to do with you releasing a mid record. Anyway,
It doesn't
Um,
help.
Could give a
Rap
shit.
Rap
Could
track was
give
yeah.
a shit.
Yeah,
Dave Matthews would be so much better without vocals. I find that voice to be one of the most irritating sounds in the world to me. I don't know why it hurts my brain.
But you know what's funny is I do follow Dave on Instagram, the individual, Dave Matthews, the individual. And of course, first of all, his little like, I'm on a walk and I am stoned out of my mind, and I'm going to talk about what is on my mind right now. And it's just the most disjointed but interesting things about the trees and the birds and he ties it all back into world events. He's a really fascinating follow. Anyway, the point of all this is, and I would tell you this even if I hadn't stepped into the Dave Matthews Band shit pile. And yes, I know exactly what I'm saying, and I meant to say it. Listen, like what you like, listen to what you want to listen to. Um, who cares what anyone else thinks? If you think it's
Yeah.
cool, that's all that matters. The idea of scene cred and scene points and shit, that shit should have stayed in the 90s. Never should have been in the 90s to begin with, but it was. Should have stayed there. Who gives a shit? Just go to shows, have fun. Don't do shit you shouldn't do, Balmora. You know, take stances on things, you know. there are lessons you can learn from certain bands in the hardcore scene. There are some
Have
lessons from
convictions about shit.
yes, have convictions. There are lessons you can learn, but there are lessons that go the other way you can learn from certain bands. I can't think of one offhand, but there are definitely lessons that can be learned on both sides of that fence. Um, so anyway, I like Dave
Before
Matthews Band. You don't. Who gives a shit?
it's fine.
All
Before
joking aside, I remember I was working at a coffee shop some years ago, and I was talking to one of my colleagues. She was like fresh out of high school, and we were talking about like weekend plans, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to a concert." And I was like, "Oh, cool! What concert?" I love live music. Like, what are you gonna go see? And she's like, I don't want to tell you. It's embarrassing." I was like, "Come on! Like, what is it?" She's like, "Oh, well, it's this K-pop band." And I was like, it's like, I know it's goofy or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it is goofy. Do you love it? It's like, yeah, I love it. It's like, that's great. Like, are you excited? Like, yeah, I'm so excited. Like, that's awesome. It's like, listen, I go to small rooms where there's like, where they're like the loud man is on stage with the loud guitars and the screaming and the guys are punching each other. That shit's goofy as hell.
Yeah, yeah.
it's a metaphor for life.
There was a singer for a band. I'm not sure what band or if it's on anyone's hats, but he was talked in a video on his Instagram recently about like, don't talk about moshing. It's embarrassing. Hardcore's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. What do you stop it? And I think that was it's like,
May have
yeah,
seen that same video. I'm thinking I did. Yeah. No, I
it's
just,
a good one. It's just,
for the
obviously
life of me, I can't remember who posted it, but I know
I'm
I
not
saw
sure
it.
either.
I,
But it's just,
I,
yeah, the shit's goofy. Like what you like, it's fine. Like, I will say, have some self-awareness about shit. If it's
read the
goofy,
fucking room.
exactly.
Exactly.
If it's goofy, admit that it's goofy. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just admit, be okay with the fact that it's like, I like I told Adam to listen to a band that means a lot to me. They dress up in animal skins and use instruments that are made out of bones. That's goofy.
No, that's
Yeah.
pretty fucking dope. That's pretty fucking
You know
dope. Is
what?
what that was.
You know what? You know what's goofy? We're talking goofy. You know what's goofy?
Yeah.
9/11.
Yes.
Kids these days, all with their 6-7s, don't know shit about 9/11.
9/11, 9/11, 7/11, Nixon 5, whatever. So I'll tell you what's goofy. If you just really want to nuts and bolts it here, grown men in cloaks with fog machines who just play nothing but open chords from open down tuned guitar chords with
For like
really
a long
loud
time.
amplifiers for a long time.
Looking
But
at
you know
you,
what?
Sonno.
Yeah, but you know what? Son-O with the face of it, goofy. But Son-O, badass. So yeah, look, if we really break it down, a lot of this shit that we get worked up about, or a lot of this shit we like, or a lot of this shit we get excited about is goofy. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's
You know,
fine.
it's not okay. Balmora. I just want to make sure that's
Bingo. Let's make that real clear.
I did want to, I know we have been dancing around a few things. I think that's pretty cool. I was thinking about this. I brought this to the stage tonight. The idea that we have such full literalism currently and not understanding that like dealing with a heckler is the same thing in my mind. It's hard to change that because the calcification in my brain, but dealing with that was the same thing. And it is what it is. and it's a comment on something that, like, I'm gonna be serious for like 2 minutes for a change. Um, 90s hardcore you're talking about. I grew up in it. There was like a culture to it, scene cred aside. There was an ethos to it. There were a lot of values put in it. There was a lot of activism put into it. And there was a lot of hard work that transitioned to real life skills to try to make the world a better place. And I understand that, like, everyone is a casual until they become a lifer. I love casuals for that reason. Thing I don't like, and here's the thing, they can become casuals and eventually lifers, but there's a lot of lessons that need to be learned along the way. I don't care for tourists in general. I can't think of a lot of places like, man, I sure am glad we have all these fucking tourists in town this weekend. Um, other than the money, there's not a lot to it.
My city is currently hosting the World Cup.
So,
How do you think that feels?
And
I,
top that.
so
Talk about
I
tourists.
like the fact of like I miss, and again, I can be a self-serious dickhead, and I'm going to be a self-serious dickhead for a minute, but I miss more things focusing on the culture or social ills, and I don't see that as much. Now, I'm not mad at it, but I know there is a dividing line, and I wish that that was not treated as genre, but treated as ethos. And I don't want what we do in love to be just a genre, because I don't think it ever will be, but I don't want it to be treated like just, oh, it's a tuning, it's an outfit. And to some degree, there's some truth to that, but I would like long term to people understand this came from a place of anger and hope, and I don't want that to be forgotten. Like, when Axe to Grind talks about Earth Crisis being a big reason for veganism getting popular, that's not like paying lip service. That's real. Like, straight edge getting bigger, at least becoming a life saving thing for people. People like going to shows and finding friends and breaking like weird patterns in their life till they become better people. I still like that shit, and I don't. I wear that heart on my sleeve like a fucking asshole half the time, but it really is a culture to me, and it's not a costume, and that's what I wanted to put out regarding a lot of the other things. And fuck Belmora, and that rap track is garbage.
Yeah, I will add, something I said. I think I may have mentioned this on my first previous appearance on the show, um, or general sentiment. At my band's first show, one of the things I said between songs at one point was, there's a lot of things I love about punk and hardcore, and that was something I was saying in the moment because I was feeling that in the moment. And one of the things, I said this, it's like one of them being, there's no wrong way to do it. And I mean that, like musically, to me, you know, there's a lot of different ways hardcore can be done. Like there's a lot of, and I don't mean in the sense of hardcore, metalcore, mathcore, deathcore, whatever core. I mean, just hardcore as a general. There's a lot of ways it can be done and all still fall under the umbrella of hardcore. I mean, there are bands that I've seen classified, categorized now as hardcore. I like them, but like to my ears at first, I'm like, is this really hardcore? But again, there's that. Um, but so that's like an ethos for me. But to kind of build off what Adam was saying, I'd like to amend that statement to say there are some things that are the wrong way to do it when it comes to this. And everything Adam was saying, the things that we've kind of gotten away from, the touristy aspect, like I know this is probably going to sound like an old man yelling at clouds, but I don't think that a tourist should be able to yell at me or Adam or Kate or anyone who has paid our dues or any of my friends who paid their dues or any of Adam's friends who paid their dues. I think the TikTokification of hardcore has been kind of good because it maybe brought some people in who would not have otherwise discovered it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing at all because, some
More.
of the some of the biggest fans of the genre 10 years from now, some of the lifers, like you said, Adam, in 10 years, they'll look back and say, I remember when I saw fill in the blank on TikTok, and that's what got me down this rabbit hole. Not everyone is born a Sick of It All fan. Not everyone is born, uh, I don't know, if modern hardcore band of great repute 2026 fan. Not everyone was born a Speed fan or a God's Hate fan or whatever. You got to find it somewhere. And so, like, I think that you can do that and still kind of be respectful of what came before and help build that scene and don't crowd kill. That, like, real crowd killing, not hardcore dancing is not crowd killing inherently, but a lot of people try to paint it as such. Crowd
Running
killing
into
is
your buddies,
yeah,
like when you're not really trying to hurt people, but targeting people to cause them harm. Fuck you.
yeah. Crowd killing is when I'm on the other side of the pit and I don't know Adam from anyone as another guy at the show. And I'm dancing and I decide to run across the pit and throw a left hook up the side of his head and then turn and run away and dance with my friends. That's crowd killing. There is a reason the out of bounds line exists. Not everyone goes to a show to dance. Not everyone goes to a show to be a part of the action. I know this is hard to comprehend because we're not doing it for the Instagram likes and the TikTok views. Some of us, a lot of us, are there just to enjoy the music and support the bands.
Yeah, that's the problem with with when we say something like the TikTokification of hardcore, right? Like one of the it's not just people who only know a hardcore band because they see it in a clip on TikTok. What we're also talking about is people who have learned how to interact on shows by the clips that go viral, right? Who think that that's what it's all about. And like those moments, the ones that go viral are, or rather what they used to be are the insane moments that don't usually happen. They're not supposed to be the norm, right? But if you learned all your norms because you watched on TikTok and not because you actually went to shows and try to learn from people who have been in these rooms for 2 decades, 3 decades, whatever, right? Like, then you're gonna learn the wrong fucking lessons. Like, this is why we say we don't like tourists. Not because, like, we begrudge them showing up and spending their money. It's because, like, the tourist isn't, like, inherently not accountable to the room. And hardcore, at its best, is when it will be a space where the room is holding themselves accountable for their actions. You know? Yeah. Adam's holding up Mind Force. J Mind Force, at a show, I believe here in Philly, got up on stage and he said, look, if you got into hardcore because you saw it on the internet, that's cool. But hardcore happens here. Hardcore is what happens in the room. It doesn't happen on the internet, right? It doesn't fucking happen on Reddit. It doesn't happen on TikTok. It's what happens in the room. Perfect example of this in a sort of a different way. Buddy of mine hit me up one day. He's like, "Why does Speed get so much hate? They're a fucking awesome band. I don't understand why everyone hates them." And I just responded, "You are spending too much time on fucking Reddit, dude. Because we saw Speed. We saw Speed open up for Have Heart. They fucking killed it, and everyone fucking loved them. Like, demonstrably, everyone does not hate Speed.
Yeah.
A handful of loud assholes on Reddit do, but they probably like Speed too. They're just being trolls."
Yeah. Because it gets upvotes.
Speaking of Speed, I was not a fan of the first record. but the first LP, goddamn, it's undeniable. If you say it's not a good record, get the fuck out.
Get your fucking ears checked.
Get
Right.
the fuck out. It is that will be a bona fide classic within 5 years.
And to me, the biggest thing, and the way I've always kind of looked at hardcore, because like everybody, again, you're not born a Sick of It All fan. You're not born a Speed fan. You're not born a Hatebreed fan. It's
Yeah,
learned
no one dropped
behavior.
out of the womb knowing about all this shit.
Yeah.
Like someone had to show them the way.
I didn't come out of the womb quoting The Clash. You know what I mean? It had to be learned somewhere along the line. And you know, I think to me, what makes the hardcore scene awesome, and it's absolute truth, I can like what I like, both hardcore and not hardcore and hardcore adjacent, right? Being here in central West Virginia, right here on the map, right here. Adam could be down where Adam's at, liking what he likes, his video game soundtracks and his hardcore and his thing. And Kate can be up there in Philly liking what they like. Uh Zayo, I know you're a Zayo fan. You've said that was your gateway. You know, and all the various other things. The band on your shirt. We can all like what we like, have heart, fiddlehead. Yeah, exactly. There can be crossover. I like Have Heart. I like Fiddlehead. I like a lot of the stuff that Adam talks about. And with hardcore, we can all come together in this cliche as it sounds, this melting pot. There will be commonality, but we're still individuals who like what we like. And the problem for me is when whatever it is, where we all of a sudden start, it's not gatekeeping. It's cool kids club, maybe is the word I'm looking for. Man, at
It
the end of the day,
calcifies into a like a list of things that you have to be in on and you have to be out on.
yeah, yeah. And like, listen, like we talked about it a couple of times on this episode. We're all dorks who are hyper focused on specific things, and
Yeah,
this is one
niche,
thing we
weird
all
bullshit.
right. And this is one thing, whether you like Speed, the band, not necessarily the drug, or you like God's Hate,
Probably leave that
a
alone.
little bit of
the
both, a little bit of
drug.
both. You know, you like them, you still like End It. I mean, whatever it is,
They fucking rule.
we're all in general coming together for this one thing. We're coming to see bands. We're coming to see our friends. Herb agents, nice. We're coming to support our scene, spend some money at the merch table to support bands because it's expensive out there for a band right now. Trust me, I know. And I think sometimes we get lost. We miss the forest for the trees, and we let stupid shit dominate the conversation, whether that's what costume people are wearing in the crowd, what our interpretation of what certain people said from stage. Um, you know, we lose sight of the forest for the trees, and that's kind of what I'd like to see change. You know, if we were doing a State of the Union of hardcore, I think that would be at the top of my list. It's like, just remember, we're all here for the same reasons. Just because I'm wearing a different band shirt from you or you're wearing a different band shirt from me doesn't change the fact we're all here for the same reason. And that's to have fun and see some bands and the playing a style of music we like, presumably. And, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
we
support it.
all found that room because we were weirdos that didn't fit in other places.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
last thing we need to be doing, like, it is closing that off and saying that you don't get to come here because you're not the right kind of weirdo, right? Like, obviously, I'm not talking about like pieces of shit who do like scummy nonsense, fucking Bum Mora. But like, but no, but they don't fuck with that shit for real though. Sorry. Two of
Oh,
your members? Never mind.
word like on
Um,
God, on God.
oh God, fuck off. Giving Connecticut a real bad look. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's all right. Like, but not talking about that shit, obviously. But like, the last thing we need to be doing is like, oh, you're the wrong kind of weirdo, so you got to get the fuck out. It's like, nah, dude. Like, you're not in here. Like, you're not here because everything went well for you.
Right, right. I think, I
But-
think that, I think that what we don't need to do as a scene, and this is like just as a general statement. I'm not talking about my scene in particular or Kate's scene because of things they've told me in the group chat or things Adam has told me in the group chat about his scene. I'm just making a broad general statement here, not talking about anything in particular. I think that what we don't need to do is get this attitude um, that this class system almost, you know, because
Mhm.
all you end up doing then is when the the same hyper focused weirdo that's at this show because they're a hyper focused weirdo like the rest of us stops coming to shows, stops, you know, completely turns their back on it, completely turns away from it because
The la-
I don't know what popularity contest bullshit. You know, it's like it's the wrong attitude to have. And
it's the wrong energy. You know,
it's absolutely the wrong energy. Yeah.
we don't want to. I the last thing I want is for a 16-year-old kid who doesn't fit in his high school, who doesn't like who doesn't fit in wherever else to find hardcore and then find out he doesn't fit in there either.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Like,
It's
you know, you found the
that's
music because it spoke to you because when nothing else did, right? Like, you know, I remember when I found, you know, when I found like Converge and I had never heard anything else like it and it spoke to something in me that nothing else that I had found did. And, you know, I remember being a dorky kid who had never seen Converge before and going up to Nate, like going up to the merch table, because the merch guy for Converge was like, "Yo, if you like this band, listen, you'll love Converge." And I walked up to the merch table and I was like, "Yo, that was so fucking awesome! Thank you so much! Like, I can't believe that. That blew my fucking mind." And Nate from Converge was standing right there, and the merch guy was like, "Man, don't tell me, tell him." And I was like, "Oh shit! Yo, you guys are incredible." And Nate was so kind to a dorky 16-year-old kid, right? And I have now seen that band on a regular basis for 20 fucking years.
yep.
Like,
I I have watched this is the difference between hardcore now and hardcore say when I first got into it or 20 years ago or whatever. And I don't say that necessarily in a bad way. So don't think I am. I have stood and watched because I was talking to other people before I left the show. I have stood and watched Austin from Haywire take pictures with, talk to, sign autographs for every single person who came up to him after the show the first time they played here back last year. I was not at the second time they played here, but they set up because it was in this Kappa Gematorium at a church. They set up basketball hoops, which it was on their Instagram, I know. And Austin was like cheerleading these kids, like 8 and 10-year-old kids. It is an all ages show after all, playing
aw.
basketball like a horse contest or something before the show, you know? And you know, I then when they played here again this past March, I know there were people out in the alley at this other venue, and he talked to every single one of them. Point is, a lot of them, not like, you know, when I saw Haywire in October the first time, you know, I did go up, chatted up with Austin for a second because, you know, I had found out that night he had ties to West Virginia. So, but I still wanted to go up and say what up and, uh, you know, The thing that stuck with me was I remember joking with him, like, like we were talking about vocals or whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, I put a band together this year. We're playing our first show at this thing in March of next year." And I was like, "Man," I was like, I'm not whatever." It's like, "But I am a smoker, so I worry about that." And he laughed. He's like, "I smoke 2 packs a day, and I still get up here and do this." And I looked at him and I went, "Brother, you just gave me hope." Now, granted, he's in much better physical shape than I am, but
Yeah,
if
he's
that
got
guy
a
can
ripped.
do it on, yeah, if that guy can do it on 2 packs a day, I can get up there and yell for 30 minutes and not die. Anyway, my point is, all these kids that I watched that time, the footage I saw the kids playing, horse or pig or whatever it was they were playing before the second show, and the stuff I saw at the third Haydwire show here in West Virginia earlier this year. The fortunate thing those kids have, kind of to your story, Kate, is they're able to document that, not for likes, not for clicks. So I'm sure they got a lot of engagement if they posted them online. But, my friend's son, who was like 9 years old or whatever, 10 years old at this show, um, who did his first stage dive, by the way, at this show, um, and then ended up doing it a couple times, if I remember correctly. That kid got to talk to Austin after the show. That kid got to have that memory. That memory got documented. You know what I mean?
That's
So
so cool.
that is, to me, like, that is the cool thing about, as much as we bitch about technology now, those memories can be, you know, memories that are actually tangible. Like, I can sit here and talk about the time, and I've told you guys about this, where I interviewed Steve Brodsky from Cave In, and, Andy and Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die walked by the merch table as I was standing there. I don't have that document. I had some audio from Brodsky at the time, but I don't have pictures, video, any of that stuff of that. So, point is, these young kids have those experiences, and I think we as a scene are a bunch of assholes if we discourage people from liking what they want to like, listen to what they want to listen to, the fact that they also like hardcore, you know. Bring the right energy. Like Adam likes to say, read the room. But if you genuinely like this shit, you keep coming to shows and support it, keep coming. You're all are welcome here. Let's just not be assholes because maybe they don't have the right band shirt on at the show.
Palmora. Sorry.
Unless they're wearing a Balmora shirt, then all bets are off.
All right. All right. So I think we covered that covered the last week and a half on the internet pretty good.
Yeah.
Now I think it's time we play the game of games. Not Charlie McDennis, but the other game of games. This
Uh, brief aside, we are an hour and 50 minutes in.
do you want to try the game of games later, or do you want to blast through it real fast?
It is pushing 11:30 Eastern.
Yeah, I gotta be up eventually. I gotta shower.
I hope this turns into we're totally gonna
running
talk
bit.
about Hellfest. Yes.
Yeah, a running bit where we never play our game.
This is was it Jimmy Fallon? No, not Jimmy Fallon. Shit.
All right.
No, not Paul Rudd. Jimmy Kimmel. And apologies to Matt Damon. We ran out of time.
Oh, I forgot
The
about
game has
that.
become our Matt Damon.
I
Somehow
like
will
that.
somehow this will result in, yeah, you know where I'm going with this. This will result in me and Adam doing dueling versions of I'm Fucking the Game. One will feature Ben Affleck, the other will feature Matt Damon. Sarah Silverman will be involved somehow.
She'll
Really
be on
wild.
my team because, well,
Bro.
we're comics. We're comics, nothing more. Comedy.
That's absolutely where my head went with it, Adam. Totally. 100%. 100%.
Free Palestine.
sh-
I
Oh, did she
Yeah,
turn out to be a shitty Zionist?
I don't know. I stopped paying attention to her after her phenomenal performance in Way of the Gun and occasional stand up special.
Hey, how about that time in that movie where she kissed a child on the mouth?
Oh, would you look at the time, Balmora?
Book of Henry, weird movie.
Didn't
Bad
even know that was
movie.
a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know that movie. I haven't watched it, but I remember I used to see it like on video store shelves and shit. It's Michael Rooker movie, I think.
I think so. Yeah, Sarah Silverman kisses a dying kid on the mouth.
That's new to me. It's new to me.
All right. I think we should call it. Do you want to come back? You got time tomorrow? Come on here. We'll play a game. We'll just get right to it. Or later this
Should.
week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I should. Well, I should. Yeah.
We're going to see The Furious tomorrow night. It'll be the first movie we've seen in theaters in a while.
Okay.
I'm very excited. I love action movies. The Raid 1 and 2 and Ong Bak 1 and 2 are two of my favorite franchises. This has everything in it, so I'm very excited. I love Asian action cinema. It's one of my favorite things in the entire goddamn world. I get real weird with it. Obsessed even. It's almost like I get hyper focused on it. And then devote 10 years to learn a skill. A skill of beautiful violence. Weird.
I'm sensing a theme. I'm going to end the show very much on purpose, wearing all three of the hats I've been rotating through tonight. Your screen is not glitching. I have been randomly rotating between three different hats. Just for the hell of it. If you've made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you and congratulations. Second of all, spoiler, we're some opinionated sons of bitches. And lastly, listen to Common Ground 304. That's the name on all social
yeah.
media and all streaming. Common Ground 304.
Get
Listen,
yourself
follow, like.
Please do. Get yourself a sticker that I designed.
Yes, those are coming.
Soon.
I'm getting those printed. Yes, those are absolutely coming soon. Our next show is in July at the Blue Parrot in Charleston, West Virginia on July 25th. I know that dates this. We try to keep it evergreen, but if you're seeing this before July 25th and you're anywhere near Charleston, West Virginia at 10 p.m. that Saturday night, come to downtown Charleston. We're opening for a couple of horror punk bands one of which I've known for like 25 years. So pretty stoked.
That rules.
And shout out to Kate for doing some awesome artwork of late for me, some of which, if not all of which, eventually people will see online and or on stickers and or on t-shirts. So yeah, follow us, check us out. Like, share, and subscribe this episode of this podcast. Yeah, see, that's what you're supposed to do on the YouTubes. Like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button.
I know that I'm supposed to do that shit, but like some part of me refuses. I just on principle, I just can't. It hurts me.
Clearly, you and I need to have a session in the rule of the land, which of course, Adam, say the words for me now. Promo
never ends. Never ends.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
I can't wait to come back on the show after you've had another, hardcore, internet hardcore famous person on the show. So then I can come in after them, like, shout out to
continuously playing
Hotline.
Leapfrog with the whoever.
Yeah, so you have a good guest on, then you bring me on, then you have another good guest on, then you bring me back. And shout out to Adam's cats.
Hell yeah.
That was Silas. He is the main reason I decided to start a skateboard company and, do a nollie 360 flip to burning out the entire HSA card to the ER. So I'm very happy that we have been. I only play the video. I skate a little bit. I play the video games. I just ride. I'm too old to do tricks. But yeah, we'll be back again. Best dress goes. We'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about Hilum. And I got to think of a homework assignment for Kate. I don't know if I want to get esoteric or not, or if I want to get like, I don't know. I'll think of something. I got 1,000+ records to go through. I'm sure I can think of something. I don't need
Anytime you
1,000.
can get esoteric, Adam, get esoteric. That's my
All
motto.
right. All right. We're gonna go to demo core. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
Band released 8 demos, no full length.
I'm sorry, Kate. I didn't mean to open that Pandora's box for you. I apologize.
Imagine if
You're
Youth
gonna have me
Attack
listen
loved
to
it.
every disband.
No, Youth Attack. We're gonna go through the Youth Attack catalog.
God.
I'll play it
Oh,
at the same
no.
time.
Oh, no.
They made a piece of merch that was the nightmare-inducing pillow, which I forget had a band's soundtrack on an MP3 player embedded in a pillow, and you turn it on, and you used to listen to it when you went to bed. The nightmare-inducing pillow. Brilliant goddamn merch. Fucking absolutely brilliant. Can't
That
be
is-
mad at that.
That is rather amazing.
In retaliation, I'll make you listen to that track, which is just every Dillinger Escape Plan song played at the same time.
I like the chat pile one. It's actually pretty funny.
You know what?
Very
You know what
funny.
I think would be funny to tie into that? Every Phantomus track at the same time.
I don't have 3 hours to set aside to listen to Phantomus all at one time. I think that might break my brain. I think that might
I think it would
legitimately
break my brain.
like no, you don't
Then
deserve sound.
Then we'd
anymore.
all be just like Patton. If you ingest that much Phantomus at once, you transform, your brain is broken into Mike Patton levels of broken. Super talented, but